Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV and to the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve. It is a scorcher this afternoon. A very mild 38 degrees Celsius. Safe to say that Basil and I are sweating on this game drive, but we're very excited, everybody. Just getting started here at Muma Dam. Thought we'd pop in here quickly and just see if anybody's come for a drink. And we are spoilt with a sighting of some Impala and comb ducks, one of my favorite ducks. It's amazing how there's just more and more of them every week. A lot of males here present currently. Still looking to court their females. You can tell the males apart from their beautiful inflated combs on the end of their beaks. They really are such exquisite birds. More of them every week. I love those combs. No surprise that they're not really doing a heck of a lot at the moment because of the heat. Although, to be honest, we're quite lucky. There's a bit of cloud that's just rolled in right now, which is toning things down ever so slightly. When you zoom in really closely on these birds, on these ducks, you can almost, well, you can pick up on that amazing iridescence that they have in their wings. And the beautiful speckles along the neck and head. God, they are beautiful birds. A lovely start. Impala have moved off. Probably not too happy to have seen us arrive. Right, let's see who has joined us. Good afternoon, Carol, Connie, Alicia, Elsa, Willow, Jennifer, Mary, Barbara, Michael. Hello, everybody.
Leaving the lock of the lionesses.
Oopsie, sorry, just turning down the radio. Just reading the comments. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you with us. Thank you for joining. Michael, I see you've made a comment about yesterday afternoon's drive. I must be completely honest with you. I missed it. I was traveling back from a lovely weekend away with my beautiful wife. We went and spent a weekend at Singita Labombo. What a treat it was for us. Absolutely magic weekend. And so I missed yesterday afternoon's drive, but had a chat with Brent, and he told me that apparently Kudu Crip female was seen on yesterday afternoon's drive, which is flippin' fantastic. Very happy to hear that. Very jealous, won't lie. And guess what? Guess where I'm going this afternoon, everybody? I'm going straight back to where Brent saw her. He believes that she might have a kill in the area. She was looking quite plump and returned on 2 occasions to that waterhole to have a drink. So we think that she might have a kill close by to that waterhole. So definitely going to make a swing past that area this afternoon. Might go check Leopard and Crip from here first and the reservoir, just to see if any of the other animals might be in that area having a drink. Hoping for maybe some rhino, maybe some elephant. Always a good area for general game as well. But such a lovely start here at Muma Dam with the comb ducks. Fantastic birds. Right, everybody, let's rock and roll. Goodbye, comb ducks. Beautiful comb ducks. Oh wow. There's a herd of impala up ahead, which Basil's busy trying to focus on everybody, and look at all the babies. Lots of little babies. My first baby impala here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve for the season. I did see a whole bunch while I was at Lebombo in the Kruger National Park, which was amazing. But wonderful to see the first ones here. I'm actually going to stop where I am so I don't get too close. They're a little bit shy, particularly with the little babies, with the little lambs. How wonderful. Love these little guys. Perfect little minimes with the longest legs in the world. Still trying to work out how to use those legs, of course. All of them are brand new. None of them more than 2 weeks old, although I would imagine most of these just a couple of days old. Tiny little vulnerable baby impala. So beautiful. We actually got lucky enough to see a leopard while we were in the Lebombo Mountains. There was a young male leopard, and he was busy weaving his way through a couple of herds of impala while we followed him. We followed him for about an hour. And literally like just nonchalantly walking through the herds, nose to the ground though, nose to the ground, trying to sniff out and smell the impala lambs. We'd seen several herds with the little lambs beforehand. Then we heard impala alarm calling and raced off in the direction and found this leopard, this young male leopard that was on the move. And like I say, he was nose to the ground, we assumed, trying to find impala lambs. A lot of these little baby impala, when they're first born, will lie hidden in the grass, particularly if a predator comes along. They'll lie hidden in the grass. Wow, look at that little jump from that baby. So cute. Yeah, so these leopards are, obviously very in tune with the lambing season, and know that if they are persistent and keep sniffing around the impala, there's a good chance they're going to find a baby impala lamb just lying up in the long grass. A very easy meal for leopards at this time of the year, especially when they're first born, when they're fresh on their legs, still very wobbly, often lie down, like I say, in the long grass, hoping that the leopard won't discover them and move on. And in the hour that we spent with this male leopard, he didn't find one. But I know that there probably were lambs within that herd, but they'd hidden them well. They'd stashed them well in the long grass. Amazing behavior to witness, and such a wonderful hour spent with that leopard. See if we can have a look at these little ones through the gap here. Let's just stop. Yeah. Yes, indeed, Michael. Often underrated. Not just the babies, I mean impala in general are often underrated and so often driven by, and it's kind of understandable. I mean, they are everywhere. Obviously our most common antelope, incredibly successful species, widespread, very abundant. But I just love this time of the year when the little babies come along. They are so beautiful, so cute. So light-footed, dainty. Just legs for days, these little things. Amazing though how when they're born they are, active so soon after birth. Between 15 to 30 minutes after being born, they're up and about, moving with mom. Quite incredible. So as I was saying earlier, everybody, I'm going to head up to the first two water holes first before getting to Kudu Crip, where we believe that female leopard may have a kill. We'll start with these other two water holes and just see if we don't get lucky with any other game that have come to drink there. It being such a hot day, there's a good chance that those areas will be quite busy with game. So we'll start there before moving slightly further to the east to get to Kudu Crip, the other little water hole where that female leopard came to drink yesterday afternoon. So Brent actually showed me where she had come from on both occasions. So, you know, came out of the tree line, drank, and went back in the same direction on two occasions. You know, dead giveaway that she was on a kill, big fat belly, drinking water regularly and going back in the same direction. We have a good idea that, you know, she must have a kill somewhere in that area. So we might sort of take our time a little bit in getting there, because it's still so ridiculously hot. If she is still on that carcass, she might wait for it to cool down a little bit before she comes out to drink again at the water hole. We'll of course just check very carefully en route to that area, just to see if there aren't any tracks of her having left that area where we believe the kill is. Good afternoon, Susan. Good to have you with us. Another beautiful afternoon here on the Rietspruit. A very hot afternoon. I'm sure you can all hear the cicadas singing their tune. Just this constant high-pitched buzz as you drive through the African bush at this time of the year when it's very hot. These little insects are active, calling for their mates. A sound that's synonymous with the bush out here when it's really, really hot. There's a warthog. Probably not gonna stick around. No. Quite a big warthog. I see Susan saying that it's minus 11 degrees Celsius where she is. Where are you, Susan? Or Suzanne? I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But yeah, I'd happily trade places with you right now for a brief moment. Not for too long, I suppose. Minus 11 is quite cold, but it is, yeah, it's warm out here. Very warm. Lots of zebra tracks on the road here, heading the direction we're headed. Might be some zebra around the two water holes I'm approaching. Just approaching the first waterhole here, just spotted in a Nyala. One of the most beautiful antelope that occurs here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Not nearly as abundant as the Impala or the Kudu, but there's a fairly decent population of them here. Very distinctive with their bold white stripes and lack of spots on a sandy coloured coat. And very close to this little waterhole, so I'd imagine this female in Nyala has just had a drink at the waterhole. So, there's actually a whole herd of them here. See a couple of them crossing the road there, including two bulls, one older bull, dark grey in colour, and this young bull, which is now just slowly venturing across the road. So when male and Nyala are first born, they have that same sandy colour to their coat, but as they mature, they go a dark grey. So incredible dimorphism between the sexes. Almost look like different species, the males and the females. The males get these most impressive manes along the back of their head and along the ridge of the spine. White edged mane. Beautiful antelope. So I'm sure they all would have just come for a drink here. Just having a look at the ground, and there are certainly some rhino tracks here, including baby rhino tracks. So it looks like No Hope and her calf were here today. Kind of what I was hoping for in this area. White rhino cow with her little baby. We saw them here not too long ago with a big bull. A lot of the animals obviously will be desperate for water when it is as hot as it is. Look like those tracks of the cow and calf headed out this way. Might be grazing in the shade somewhere here in these thickets.
I didn't manage to find it in Kombe, so that wasn't me objecting. Copy that. I hear that open area after that plastic spot, that open Borbe, in that open area. Okay, copy that. I will be making my way there, thank you.
Ah, Suzanne, I see you are in Finland. Gee whiz. It must be very cold there at the moment. Never been to Finland. Love to come and visit one day. Maybe have a bit of those cooler temperatures. Going to head up to a big reservoir now, which is not too far from here, see if anything's drinking there. Drove past this reservoir a couple of days ago and saw that there was a bit of overflow, a bit of water overflowing. So a lot of animals able to now drink on the ground. It's usually only the elephants that can drink out of that reservoir because of, you know, the high walls of the reservoir. But when the water has overflowed, it means that a lot of other game can come and drink off the ground. Including fantastic bird life, which we often get spoilt with here on the ground. Just hearing reports on the radio now, everybody, it sounds like all of the lions are on the far eastern side of the reserve, on the Kai and Lowveld property, pride and the males. Not too far from our boundary there, so they may be back on this side of the reserve come tomorrow. See the water that I was talking about, everybody, that sits here on the road in front of us. So there's a bit of overflow that's come out of the reservoir. And we sometimes get spoilt with fantastic sightings of mammals and birds coming to drink here. Actually got some blue waxbills that are busy drinking right here on the ground, just to the right of the vehicle here, where the water's seeping out of the ground, which is coming from the reservoir itself. Absolutely amazing little birds. See where that waxbill is now, just to the left of that, on the wall of the reservoir itself. You can actually see where the water is leaking out from the wall itself. So there's a bit of damage to this reservoir. I wouldn't be surprised actually if it's from the elephants actually leaning up against this reservoir. They may have caused the crack in the wall, but because of it, there's quite a bit of water that seeps out of it when they fill it up, when they fill it right to the brim. It comes through that crack. But the byproduct is that there's a lot of water lying on the ground here for lots of smaller things that wouldn't actually be able to get to that water in the reservoir itself, like the little blue waxbills we've just seen. You see on the edge of the wall there, Basil, see all the bees? That long black strip there you can see. So I could hear the bees before I actually saw the bees, these African honeybees, which have also been attracted to the moisture. and are busy drinking on the wall itself. So everybody's taking advantage of the cracks that have formed. Of course, no risk of drowning. Sucking up water on the outside like that. Still just so hot though, there's not too much activity here around the reservoir. Right, continue now slowly towards Kudu Crip, and I mean slowly, like take it really slowly just to make sure I don't miss any tracks of her, of this female leopard that we're searching for this afternoon, just to see if she may have finished that carcass and has moved on. Now, yeah, some oxpeckers calling to our right. Might be something in here. Yes, indeed. There we go. Just heard the oxpeckers, and those oxpeckers are sitting on the backs of some Burchell zebra here, everybody, which have probably just come to drink at the reservoir. Come and gone. Beautiful animal. There's also a giraffe just to the left of the zebra. Massive giraffe. It's going to walk right in front of those zebra now. Oxpeckers are always such a great help for us guides when we're out in the bush in locating animals. Also really help us when we're walking on foot to make sure that we don't walk into any danger, of course, because oxpeckers will sit on the backs of buffalo, which are a big danger to us. Rhino too. Rhino can be quite dangerous if you get too close to them on foot. So it's something that's ingrained into you as a guide from the very beginning, to pay attention to the oxpecker's call. Suzanne, thank you for your suggestion. I'll make sure that when I visit Finland, I'll come in the summer months. And Carol, to answer your question about the cracks in the reservoir, yeah, I would imagine they will eventually get filled. Obviously, water's being wasted, and it's just a matter of time before the cracks lead to something bigger. So I'm sure eventually the the management here will come and repair those cracks. Just busy looking along the road. I saw movement up ahead. I spotted a little steenbok, which was just busy urinating, I think, on the edge of the road there. Can you see it there, Basil? Yeah. Tiny little steenbok. Oh dear, what have I done now to the screen? There we go. The little steenbok that had just moved out from the thick brush to the road to mark its territory. Quite a distance away. Let's carry on and get a bit closer. We might see that steenbok as we move a bit further up ahead. Dark clouds forming to the south. Hasn't been any rain predicted, but it looks promising. It's usually what happens when we get a spike in temperature like this. There's usually precipitation that follows. Where did our little steenbok go? Disappeared. This area is really good for rhino as well, both white and black rhino. We're getting very close to Kudu Crip, where Brent found this young female leopard yesterday. That's why I'm taking it so slowly along here, just to see if I can find any tracks of her. But it's not only her tracks I'm looking for tracks of rhino as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we came across some rhino this afternoon here around this waterhole. I'm not going to go straight into the waterhole, I'm just going to do a loop around the block to look for any tracks of said rhino and leopard before we get to the waterhole. Also might just switch off every now and then this afternoon while we're close by here and see if we don't hear any alarm calls. Maybe that leopard might get up and move from the carcass towards the water, and somebody else might spot her and sound the alarm, which will help us find her. Blackback, puffback, busy calling there. Beautiful black and white bird. It's called a puffback because the males puff their backs up. They like create this white ball of feathers. They fluff it up on their backs when they're trying to impress a mate. Most amazing display from that bird. Just calling now that. Driving by a big herd of Impala here on our right, everybody. I was just about to say that it's in this nearby vicinity where we are now that Brent saw this female leopard come and go from yesterday. So we believe that the carcass might be somewhere here in this block of land where we are now, to our right here. So it was here that I wanted to have a close look to see if there's any tracks, because the carcass may of course be the other side of this road to our left. But there's a lot of general game in here, not just the Impala, but also some giraffe. All of which are very relaxed, which tells me they haven't seen a leopard anytime soon. It's not to say she's not in there, but means we can probably push on and search elsewhere right now. Just see the top of this male giraffe's head that's feeding here. Cheers, Michael. Sorry that you have to head to work. Lovely to have you with us for the beginning of the drive. Have a good day. I'm sure we'll see you soon. Quite a mature giraffe, this. Beautiful. Interesting, he's busy feeding on the leaves of a sickle bush. Very happy, relaxed giraffe. Right, let's carry on, everybody. Cloud cover moving in all around us here. Good news for us for now. Cools everything down. Might mean that a lot of game may become active as it starts to cool down. Hopefully no rain for the next hour or so while we're still on our safari. So just taking it very slowly, everybody, and I'm slowing right down every time I get to where a prominent game path crosses this road, just to see if that leopard hasn't left that area to our right and maybe come across the road here. Haven't seen any tracks of her yet. Just having a close look around here. Big intersection here. No tracks of the leopard, also no tracks of any rhino that have headed to the water. The water's just up ahead, everybody. We're going to head there now. Quite surprised actually that there are no rhino tracks headed that way. But let's go have a close look at the water's edge and maybe just beyond it first of all, just to see if there are any tracks coming out of this leopard or any rhino that have come and gone, before maybe spending 5 or 10 minutes just sitting and listening here around the water's edge for this particular female leopard. Any alarm calls, and you never know, while we're sitting there might have a rhino come and drink. We've often been very lucky with the elephants at this waterhole as well. Not too sure where they're hiding out at the moment, the elephants. Again, everybody, I'm just going to approach this waterhole very, very slowly in case this female leopard's there right now drinking. You never know. Amazing. I'm getting so excited now. Heart rate starting to elevate as I get closer to the water here. Excited what might be. Well, I can tell you there's certainly not a leopard around right now. You can clearly see the Impala up ahead. Also a little duiker, common duiker that was here at the water's edge. Let's see if we get to see it again. Yes, just there, busy having a drink. This little duiker is also taking advantage of an overflow here at Kudu Crip. See how that duiker quickly flicks its head up after a short drink, just to make sure that nothing's sneaking up on it. Obviously needs to always be very alert when it lowers its head while drinking. These animals always feel very vulnerable when they come to drink. Of course, we know this leopard was here yesterday. Oh. Off she goes. Had a good drink though. I'm going to hop off the vehicle here quick, everybody. I just want to have a look around the edge of the reservoir, see if that leopard's been back here today. Oh, there's a tortoise. Can you see the tortoise there, Basil? Oh, brilliant. You got it in picture. Well done. That's fantastic. First one I've certainly managed to capture on a live safari this season. A leopard tortoise, which was being closely watched by a ring-necked dove. That's wonderful. Very cool. Probably also already had its drink, that little tortoise. Right, let's just have a quick look around the water's edge here. Oh, you can hear a toad calling. Lots of bees, African honeybees. So Brent was telling me that when this leopard came to drink here, I think both times yesterday, she came from up there and headed down this way to drink and then went back that direction. So we presume that she might have that kill somewhere up there. So I might just take a short walk towards the prominent game trails that come in from there and just see if there's any recent activity. Quite difficult when you're around the water's edge here because there's just so much life that's come to drink here today. Mostly antelope, lots of zebra tracks, Impala, Kudu. Not a lot of rhino. Rhino have gone to drink elsewhere today, or may still be en route. No tracks. So not a good sign if we're going on our hunch that she has a kill back up there. She might have finished it and moved on. There's absolutely no sign of this leopard coming to drink here today. I mean, it's not impossible, of course, that her tracks have been walked over by other animals, but I certainly can't see anything right now. So what I think we'll do is we'll do a bit of a loop, everybody. Just check a couple of the other roads around here. See if we don't find any tracks of her. Might even quickly go down to Leopard Dam, a very prominent waterhole which is not too far from here. Quickly shoot down there. See if anything's drinking there. We might get lucky with the elephants down there. And then possibly come back here later this evening when it's really cooled down a lot more, in case she is still around. But I can't see any tracks of that leopard. We have a leopard, and says we did indeed. Leopard tortoise. Not quite the leopard I was looking for, but I'll definitely take it. Very fond of leopard tortoises. Another wonderful treat for all of us at this time of the year.
Best approach would be the dam wall.
Okay, copy, thanks.
Good afternoon, Betty. Good to have you with us. We're busy searching for a leopard, a female leopard which Brent found in this area yesterday afternoon. We believe that she might have had a kill somewhere nearby here, but haven't found any fresh signs of her today, so Just at the moment heading a bit further south to a prominent waterhole to see if we don't get lucky with some other animals that might be drinking there. Very prominent waterhole called the Leopard Dam. Shoot down there pretty quickly. It's been a scorch of a day, but it's wonderful right now because the clouds have rolled in, so it's cooled down quite a lot all of a sudden. So I'm hoping that the game might start getting a bit more active now, maybe heading towards, dear, that's unfortunate. See, there's a vehicle heading the same way we were going to go. Right, so we might not go down to Leopard Dam. One thing I don't like doing is following somebody and eating their dust. But the beauty of working together is that if they do find something at said waterhole, they'll let us know, and then we can always go back that way.
Thank you. Does anyone know the lock of the wild ducks at the moment?
See, the elephants clearly have been here in the last couple of days. Pushed over this big black monkey orange. Big tree that they've bolted here. Well, the one good thing is we haven't seen any tracks of this female leopard whatsoever, so she very often will walk along the roads, path of least resistance, and if she'd left the point where Brent saw her yesterday, I should have by now picked up on some of her tracks. So that means she might still be in that area, might still be on that carcass. So what I'm going to do now is, I actually saw some tracks of a white rhino cow and calf, again No Hope and the little one by the looks of things, that left the waterhole here sometime today. There's a beautiful little road that cuts off towards this dry riverbed here to our right, which I might try and just go there for a stretch, see if there's any sign of those rhino before circling back to the water here for this leopard. Maybe in the next 20-30 minutes she might turn up here. This little waterhole has certainly been her hotspot of late. Andrew of course set up a camera trap here a couple of weeks ago and captured her on a couple of occasions coming to drink at this waterhole. I have personally found her hunting in this block of land here to the left with Andrew on camera a couple of months ago, and of course Brent found her here yesterday evening. So she's around. This is her patch. She's loving this area at the moment, but for the time being we'll search elsewhere, see what else we come across. This is a beautiful little road that I've just taken here now. As I said, runs pretty close to this dry riverbed here to my right. Beautiful topography, but also some really nice open grazing areas, some open savanna as we get a bit further along. That's why I'm coming this way. I think these rhino may have headed that way to come and graze today. Oh dear, elephants at play again. Bowled over another black monkey thorn, or rather a knob thorn, not a monkey thorn. Good afternoon, Jackie. Love to have you with us, my darling. Yes, surprise, surprise, I'm looking for a leopard, but I promise I am looking for other animals too. I might be crazy about leopards, but I am fond of all of the amazing wildlife that this reserve has. But it's lovely to have you with us. I'm glad you managed to join us this afternoon. What I love particularly about this little road that I've taken here now, everybody, is this is the road less travelled. Not a lot of vehicle activity along here. One of the less frequently explored areas. I love this patch. Very, very dense area this. Perfect for leopard, perfect for black rhino. We know that the elephants come down here regularly as well. especially on a hot day. There's lots of good shade down here and good grazing, good browse too. Alicia, I see you've asked whether we'll be going past the predator boma this afternoon with the wild dogs. Sadly not. That won't be on the agenda this afternoon. We're in a completely different area, so just not going to be able to get there this afternoon, but hopefully you'll join us again soon, and we'll definitely be going past there pretty regularly. Still haven't found out what's happened with the genetic testing on the female wild dogs we are hoping to introduce to the pack of males. Hopefully won't be too long. Just now seen tracks of rhino again here on the road, everybody, and it's that same white rhino cow and calf. Tracks of this pair are heading this direction. Actually, see if Basil can show you the tracks on the road here. You can see them quite nicely in this soft sand here, everybody. White rhino cow and calf. The tracks are pretty good as well, pretty fresh. Sometime today, maybe even midday. They might still be up ahead here along the road. Beautiful bird call you hear. There's the southern boo-boo that's busy calling. Very shy bird that often stays hidden inside these dense thickets. incredible mud wallow here to our right. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any water in it by the looks of things just yet. Haven't had enough rain yet. But this is going to be a hot spot for rhino, and probably the elephant too, in the coming weeks and months. You see this mud wallow here to my right. Absolutely amazing. Some beautiful trees that will provide good shade as well for the animals that wallow there. But not enough rain just yet. Hasn't filled up yet. Where did those rhinos go? Can't see their tracks anymore. Just quickly look down here. Ah, there we go. There are some tracks here. Impala on the road up ahead here. Hello ladies. Some very pregnant ladies. Look at how those bellies are hanging. Stands when they're giving, this is the time of the year they're giving birth to their lambs. When these Impala ewes stand still, you can actually see the movement of their lambs inside their bellies. We're just approaching the riverbed here, everybody. There's good shade down here, so these rhino may have come down to rest in the riverbed here during the heat of the day. Just have a quick look to see where they've gone from here. Still got their tracks coming down this way. So there you go, everybody. Just as I say that, you can see where the little calf lay down here in the riverbed today. The little white rhino calf lay down. Mom didn't lie down, however. Just the calf lay down there. Let's try to see where they went from here. Yeah. Sadly, it looks like they went up there, everybody, up this game path. away from us here. Not going to continue following the rhino's tracks. Well, not those rhino tracks, because it'll be very difficult for me. And there's a big block up here between here and the next road. Might take a long time before they come out on the next road, so it'll be difficult to find them. Just quickly listening. Thought I heard an alarm call there, but not. Something else, probably a bird. Okay, everybody, I'm going to turn us around and head back to Kudu Crip, the waterhole we were investigating. I'm just going to slowly go up that way and stake out that waterhole. I think there's still a good chance we might get lucky with that leopard. It's of course a good time now, just before sunset, when a whole bunch of other wildlife might come and drink at that water. I see you commented that you get nervous when you see us getting off the vehicle. Well, I can understand that. I do. Obviously this is a dangerous place with all of the big game that's in this area. It can potentially be a very dangerous area outside of the vehicle. But we of course, are trained on how to approach wildlife on foot, how to understand their behavior, how to understand the warning calls, and how to handle ourselves, if we were to bump into or come across any big game. And to be honest with you, I love it. The element of being on foot is absolutely incredible. I love being down on foot following tracks of big game. Your senses are heightened, your senses are on full alert, and it's completely quiet. It's beautiful, it truly is beautiful, and of course incredibly exciting as well, particularly when you find whatever animal it is that you're tracking. Incredibly rewarding. Love tracking cats on foot, so too rhino, elephant, but we are very careful and fully aware, of course, of the danger of being out on foot. The trick is to never get blasé, to always treat it as a dangerous situation and be very careful. Another little common duiker which just darted across the road there. beautiful evening, very dramatic evening sky with the amazing Drakensberg Mountains here in front of us. So again, everybody, just slowly approaching this waterhole where Brent found this female leopard yesterday afternoon. Come on, little leopard. Show yourself. Quite a strong wind that's just starting to kick up now. Let's just give it 5 or 10 minutes here, everybody, and see if she doesn't show up. Amount of times I've sat here at this waterhole waiting for her to show up. It's got to happen eventually. Patience always pays off. Betty, I see you've made a comment about the downed trees in the area. Yes, certainly the elephants have been here of late. I don't think today, I haven't seen any fresh elephant tracks today. But I would say probably within the last 72 hours, because I was here 3 or 4 days ago in this area and there were no signs of elephants. But now there's some freshly downed trees, so presumably they've been here recently. Temperature has now dropped considerably. If she was thinking about moving for a drink, she might do it now, as there's not a real risk of overheating. But it might not be this waterhole that she goes to for a drink. So I'm only going to stay here another 5 minutes, everybody. And then I'm going to slowly meander back up to the reservoir where we were earlier this afternoon, where the water is lying on the ground. She does drink there as well. We've seen her up on the wall of the reservoir there before. She might go that way if she's finished that carcass. It is ultimately a gamble. You never know exactly where they're going to turn up. But that's half the fun. Tell you what though, I would have loved to have been stationed here last night, the whole of last night. I imagine she would have been back here a couple of times last night for a drink. And some of the best sightings we've had of this leopard have been in the dark. I feel a lot more comfortable in the dark, these leopards. They don't feel as exposed. Ooh, can hear thunder in the distance. Might be some rain on its way. Good afternoon, Tom. I see you've asked the question, are there ecological benefits from elephants knocking down the trees, or is it just pure destruction? Well, it certainly is destruction, that's for sure, and if there's too many elephants and too many water holes, they can be incredibly destructive to to the point where it creates an ecological imbalance, and the effects are devastating. So we're always trying to manage that. But the reality is that naturally elephants feed the exact same way they would have if humans had never existed in this area, and that they knock over trees and pull up shrubs, and they are very destructive in that way, but at the same time very important in this ecosystem in controlling plant life and also helping germinate certain trees. So it is very natural to see elephants feeding in this manner, in pushing over trees. You know, pushing over a tree paves the way for grasses to then establish themselves in an area where a tree would have been taking up all of the sunlight and all of the water. So elephants play an integral part in maintaining the balance in this ecosystem, but like I said earlier, it needs to be controlled. Because we've now erected fences and closed elephants within an area, we've also then put up these man-made water holes. Elephants are so dependent on water and attracted to it constantly, and will feed regularly where water is readily available, and the effects are damaging. So it has to be controlled. Water holes, man-made water holes, need to be dried up, sometimes indefinitely. In fact, the Kruger National Park has dried up 70% of its water holes because of recent research showing the effects of damage from elephants feeding around hundreds and hundreds of water holes that we put up in the Kruger National Park. And elephants are incredibly intelligent and find ways of finding water without the aid of man installing these man-made water holes. So you just got to manage it very carefully. Alright everybody, no sign of her here. I'm going to roll the dice and head up towards the reservoir. Maybe she's headed that way for a drink tonight. The reality is she could just be 20 yards back in the tree line watching me here at the water hole and waiting for me to bugger off before she comes for a drink. Just never know. Let's go check the reservoir. Small group of Impala up ahead here, probably on their way to come and have a drink here now. Last drink for the evening before nightfall. Is our area better off with more trees or more grass? Well, it's a balance. You need both. It's the same in any environment where elephants exist, where any wildlife exists. There needs to be a good balance of both trees and grasses and shrubs. Just busy chuckling at Mary's comment about the fact that elephants are not destructive at all. They are definitely landscape architects. Mary, that is very true. They are a keystone species. They shape the land, but they can be very destructive if there's too many of them in a fenced area, which is of course why we have such a small population of them here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Cannot have too many. Just busy looking up ahead on the road, up on the ridge near the reservoir. I see there's a whole bunch of Impala up there. So not likely that that leopard's there drinking at the moment, with those Impala being so relaxed. Could be. Interesting, this Impala on the right of the road here hasn't looked at the vehicle once, staring very intently off to the right here. Certainly not alarm calling, but you never know, it may have just seen something moving out there. Beautiful ram, Impala ram that. Not fully mature yet. A young one following him there, a yearling. Busy making their way here for their last drink of the day. The reservoir is just up ahead. Tell you one thing, I'm glad I'm not an Impala when night comes around. Very stressful time for these Impala when it gets dark. Alright everybody, we are sadly going to have to say goodbye to you all now, but it's been a beautiful afternoon. And it's been wonderful sharing it with all of you. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We hope that you have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day wherever you might be in the world. And we hope to see you again very soon. Thank you, folks. Keep well. I'll see you soon.